What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Down South Adventures. Hey, babe,
What?
do you hate tent poles?
I don't love tempos.
I don't love tent poles either. So today we're going to be doing a shakedown run in the Pisgah National Forest of, guess what?
What?
An inflatable 4-person tent. No poles needed.
No poles?
No poles.
That's
Stay
exciting.
tuned.
All right, we are going to open up the TAILI 4-person inflatable tent. You heard me, inflatable. I'm real curious to see how this comes together. With
And she's going to be real careful with that knife.
Since it's
It's a balloon.
inflatable.
It's a big balloon. You're going to be real careful with that knife. I wanted to stop you while you was
So
talking.
you
I was
don't
like,
want me to just
no, I want you to pay attention, knifey.
don't get a little crazy.
She's like Freddy Krueger with a knife.
Hey, but they knew to prepare themselves for people like me. They put a piece of cardboard there.
Well done, Telly. Well done. They've watched our videos before.
All right.
I still don't believe it, babe. I don't believe it that it's all inflatable.
Now, first of all, it's rather compact. So I'm actually a little impressed with that. So it's just the size of a duffel bag.
All right, you're gonna have to give us a walk, babe. Do you think that you could trek that to a campsite?
Yes. To a campsite, yes. But
Nice.
the car's right here, so.
All right. You think this is the perfect spot?
Well, it's a little rocky, but I think we're gonna be okay.
Because that's one thing about this tent, guys. It's supposed to be very durable. I've actually seen videos of people poking at it with screwdrivers. So hopefully it can stand up to the rocks of the Pisgah National Forest.
Comes with the instruction manual.
Nice.
And then also the instruction manual is attached in here, which is kind of cool.
Oh, so you can't really lose it.
Yeah.
It's attached
Kind of
to
like
the
a
back.
mattress tag.
Gotcha. And it's illegal to cut that off, guys.
Illegal.
They will come for you in the night. So yeah, it really does pack down kind of small.
All right, so you have your clips to cinch it down so that it will fit back in your bag. Let's go ahead and roll it out so that we can decide exactly where we want this thing.
Yeah, we may end up backing it up there.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got there?
So it comes with its air pump and the attachments and the hose. We'll set that aside. This feels like it's probably some stakes of some kind.
Did you almost go down there?
Almost went down. Yep, so we have a bunch of stakes here. How many?
I was gonna say, watch those super sharp stakes near our big pop-up.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stakes. You know what's funny is this sack is reinforced so that it doesn't stab through the sack.
Good thinking.
That's pretty good quality. And then your extra guy lines. We also have, thought this was no poles. So actually the poles are not for the tent itself, but I do know that this thing has an awning and the poles are to help with standing up the awning.
That's acceptable.
So
I just don't want to run them through all those curves.
Right. This is repair patches.
Nice.
In case we bust it. This is going to be our rain fly. We'll lay that there. We will need that eventually. All right.
So this thing, of course, this is the first time we've opened it. But once you open this, supposedly you can set up the entire tent in around 90 seconds. So they say the actual unpacking of the tent and the setup is around 2 minutes.
So keep in mind, it's our first time, so clearly it will take us a little bit longer to figure it out.
So they should go easy on you because it's your first time?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna dumb it down for you guys.
So if you
This
wanna
here's the
find
setup.
what
I'm just gonna give them a sneak peek of the setup. It is stake down the 4 corners and start pumping.
So you have doors on both ends. So what I'm trying to do at this point is figure out which way I want my doors to go.
All right, so she's gonna get everything out of the way so that we can do a proper setup
All right,
video.
so the rules here are to pin each corner first so that you have your footprint kind of where you need it to be. So that's where we're gonna start.
It's like, that one's not going. It's a rock. Nice. All right.
Okay, so the next step, according to the instructions,
Should be to pump.
should be to pump it up. Exactly.
All right, so.
Nice
We
little
got-
mix of parts.
Oh, so you can use this for tons of stuff. Balls, mattresses,
Yeah.
you name it.
Yep.
All right. So now you just got to find the one that goes to your tent. Do you feel confident that you can find it?
You know, I feel like I stole a ring of keys and I'm gonna have to figure it out.
So it's like the janitor of pumps.
All right, so you have 2 different holes here. One says deflate and one says inflate.
Okay.
Clearly we're gonna be inflating. Okay,
So we've got 2 ends. We've got a red end and a white end. So let's show them that. So this is your, I'm guessing, air up end. And then the other side across from her is her red end. And I think we have to
probably should plug that up.
plug that up. You want it good and tight so that your air is not getting out. So she's just gonna twist that in there. Make sure it's good and tight.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
Pressure
dun.
regulation.
Pressure regulator. All right, now she's got to find the tip that fits in the hole, and that can be tough. That can be tough. It really is like a janitor.
I'm like, is it necessary to have so many?
It's not that one.
Why is it not?
All right, guys. So out of all the tips that you have, we are going to try which one?
We're gonna try this one because it doesn't clearly say on the instructions which tip to use. I think it's either one of these. So we're gonna try this little short guy first.
Okay. Yeah, so I say once you figure out which pump you need, you take all those other pump tips off.
Yeah. All right, so we'll stick that in there and we'll see if it works. Because again, they're not clear on their instructions.
Hey, something's happening. That's not the tip.
All right, so there's this other little valve here. We've just seen that pop out with the one that I had in. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to screw this valve in. And again, on the instructions, it just goes from point 1, taping it or staking it down, and then pumping, but it doesn't tell me which
Of
one
the 35.
to use. So this looks like it may stay in there.
So her pumping was just letting the air out because it wasn't a good seal. So we'll see if this pump is better.
There we go. Now it's doing something.
All right.
I can feel pressure building up now.
You need help?
Nope.
Okay, so just pump it more. It'll do its thing. I'm sure it's not, or it would stand up. The fact that that comes out that easy, babe.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we would do is get rid of all those other ends.
Yes, because they're everywhere. Yeah, so you'll hear when it's pretty full. And they feel pretty full. All right, that's it.
Think that's it?
Yeah.
That was.
For those of you watching at home,
Hold on. So those of you watching at home, what were you saying?
those of you watching at home, it's
the
this
one that's
little
solid.
guy
Yep.
here, the little short one that's got the small thing on it.
Yep.
That's the one to fill it, and you just want to make sure that this valve is in there.
Yep. So that would
And-
have been super easy.
Yeah, and so what's going to happen is it's going to get tight, and then you just go around and just pull the legs out, and then it's up. And you can hear it when it's full. It starts to kind of whistle. You can hear that it's taking on as much air as it's going to take, and you
Gotcha.
can tell it's real
And it
fun.
whistles through that regulator on the other side.
Yeah. All right. So
Well, that was, I mean, now that we know how to do it, that was pretty simple. Let's feel this. Oh, that is kind of hard.
yeah. All right. So let's walk around. There are guy lines on the corners, so that you can stake this down and make it much more solid. As you can see here, we can pull, the wall's a little floppy here, but I can pull the guidelines out to make that a little bit
Tighter?
a little tighter, and give you some more space.
And so you've got them on each of those corners too.
Yep, guidelines on each of these corners, if you feel like you need that as well. Now,
That's cool.
here is one of my favorite parts. These are the doors. Now, this will actually come out to an awning, but we'll get to that. I want to roll this up first.
You know how like when you're a kid and you make like a blanket fort? I'm getting excited like that. Like I feel like we've got a clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
So, babe, now that you know the tip, if you were just coming to set that up, how long do you think it would actually take you?
Maybe 90 seconds.
Probably 2 minutes, 90
Yeah,
seconds?
90 seconds to 2 minutes. Now that I know which tip to use and just to kind of spread it out, stake it, and then pump it, then I think that definitely that 90-second mark.
What I will say is this, it definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, was easier than tent poles and
for
fishing
sure.
and fishing through fabric
For sure,
and
for
yeah.
sure. So we've got the first door and a screen. Come on over here to the other side. This is what I think is really cool about this tent, is that not only can you use it for sleeping, but this is going to be a great little setup if you are, let's say, tailgating or at festivals, kids' ball games.
Hell,
Because
even at the beach.
at the beach, correct.
So is either side an awning or just one? I'm not sure.
Either side is an awning. Because
Oh,
it has
so
the
either
little
side.
stakes, so you can put the awning on either side.
Nice. When I see that, all I'm thinking is airflow, baby.
Airflow, exactly. So, now that I've opened, or now that I've put both the doors, now this can tie back as well. And then look at all the space in there and how
I mean-
nice and flat that floor print is.
Am I okay to step in with my shoes?
You are.
So I'm gonna give you this. Guys, I'm 6'1", 250 pounds. I just want to see if I can actually stand up in the center. So, are you ready? Let's see if I can. I'll be damned.
You can stand all the way up.
I can stand all the
And
way
you're
up.
not hitting.
And I'm not hitting.
No, you're gonna hit
got
our
it.
light.
Yeah.
So there's a
If we
light
put
hook.
If we put a disco ball up here, I'm gonna
You're gonna
hit it.
But you can stand up and change
Holy
and
cow.
hang out.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the airflow piece of this. Let me give you this.
Yeah. Okay.
So as you can see, we have the open air here. So this is our little skylight. And then these windows also unsnap.
Oh, those are like plastic windows.
Yeah, so to let some more light in.
Okay.
So that you can see what's going on. Let's say if we have a babbling creek over there and we want to be able to see it.
Watch the deer drink the water in the mornings.
Watch it rain. So
Make
that's
sure
really cool.
Jason isn't here to kill us.
So that's cool that we've got that.
Yeah,
that
I like that.
exposure
I like that it's kind of like a window, and
Yeah.
it's not just
Yeah.
you know, mesh, but you have your mesh up here.
Now, for those of you that are worried about this being mesh, we have a rain fly.
What do we got, babe? How we gonna fix it?
We're gonna fix it.
You tall enough to be doing rain fly?
Probably not. Probably not. Now, if you'll check this out, come on in over here. So these little snaps.
Oh, look at this
are
little
gonna go onto
baby.
these tiny little snaps of the inflated frame.
Nice.
So
you just click it and forget it.
well, I'm clearly not.
Oh, I'm gonna let you struggle.
Man, I almost had it.
You were so close. I thought you were on it.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put
Clip one so that you're held in place.
and then this one.
So guys, this is where, as a decent husband, I would step in. Do you want me to step in, babe?
No, I think I can do it.
Because she is a strong, independent woman,
I didn't say I was independent.
and she don't need
Oh, man.
no man. I freaking love our tent, babe.
Check that out. See, I did it.
I'll be
And I'm
damned.
5'3".
She did it, and she's 5'3", folks.
So the secret is to put one corner on and then try to get the corner that's across the other side and keep these latches loose. So then now that I have it on there, I can just go around and
Snug it up.
cinch it down so that it fits over
Nice
top.
and snug.
So we're gonna snug that down.
Yeah.
And then what's really cool, notice that it's away from it, but there's still airflow
Yeah.
to get
Goes
into that
those
screen.
vents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
you still have
it's
that.
like a little chimney action.
Yep. So you still have the airflow. And again, you can pull this away and stake it down so it'll give you more room on the inside.
But honestly, in our site, babe, I don't feel like we need it.
You know, I think the only reason that you would need it is if it's super windy.
Yeah.
Maybe stake it.
But we're kind of protected by all
But if
these
you'll
trees.
Look how firm this is. Look how solid this is.
And it's really hard to the touch, guys. It's like,
And so,
I was going to say, don't you poke that.
well, I mean, they say it's good and solid. So, I mean, this is doing well. I mean, I can't.
Nice. I guess all we got to do is put the awning out to give a full picture of
we'll
everything.
do the awning in just 1 second. Come back inside here right quick. The other thing that it has, so yeah, the airflow can still get up in here with the rain fly on. The other thing, it also has pouches on both sides.
Ooh, phone holders, you mean?
His and hers. Yeah, so you've got
Nice.
pouches for the keys, for your phone, whatever the case may be. And this footprint is real solid. It's waterproof. So it
feels
it's a
really
real
thick?
solid, thick. Yeah, I like it.
I'm just pumped at how easy that was.
So let's put that. I'm gonna go ahead and zip us up so we don't get bugs in here while we're sleeping.
Doing our awning. And this is the only time poles come into play.
And that's just it. If you don't feel like you need the awning or want the awning, you don't have to carry the poles. The poles are a little bit heavier. So if you are just trying to manage weight, if you're doing like we do, which is where we overland in the Jeep, we can afford the weight. It's not a big deal. But the poles do make it just a tiny bit heavier.
And those are big poles.
Yeah,
they
these are
are.
poles. These are
These
good
are
solid
not.
poles.
These are not just cheap little tent poles. Here, you want me to hold one?
Good solid poles. No, I got it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I got it.
She don't need me, guys. See,
Well,
so
no, here's what
so
this
don't
is
tell
showing.
don't tell me in the comments that I need to help her. She's got this.
Here's what this is showing is that you can set this up with just one person.
Yep.
You know, a lot of tents you need, pop-ups.
Yep.
with, you need at least 2 people to pull those corners, or it's difficult. Regular tents, big 4 or 5 person tents, you normally need another hand. So this is just showing you that you can easily set this up with just one person.
So she's just gonna run her guy line through that little clippy thing, that little loop.
Stake hole there.
Once she's tied up, she'll stick it on top of her pole. Same thing, she's running her line through the loop. And then she's just, once she's got her lines in, she just kind of straightens it up. And pulls it out. She's just getting it snugged up. Pulling it tight. Looks pretty good, babe.
So one thing I will say about the poles, they are nice and sturdy. One thing that I would like to see is these poles be adjustable.
Adjustable poles.
Just because if you're on perfectly flat land, that's great. But as you can see, we're kind of wonky here. And so, I mean, it worked out beautifully. I did manage to adjust the poles. You know, my poles are a little wonky. Yep. But you've got to do that on uneven ground. So I think that could be something that maybe they work on, is just making
the twist
some adjustable poles.
Yep, those twist poles.
What is it where you twist them and they
yep.
telescoping poles?
Yep.
That I think could just make, just kind of help out the situation. But I mean, other than that, they're good quality poles. They're good solid poles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah. There you go. Camp is set up, babe.
Yeah. One person.
Yeah. So now we have a nice place to just kind of hang out. If it's raining, sit under in the shade. If I had to, I could put my table under here and cook if it was raining. And then we can just kind of be inside and do our thing. So,
yeah, I mean, honestly, this could be a front porch if we wanted to put our chairs here, because it's not tall enough for me to stand up. If you want to show this, I'll show that kind of where I am. But I could put my chairs here and eat a meal in the rain. Take my shoes off. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I need a seat to get my shoes off, put my socks on in the morning. So having a chair here under the protection,
yep,
that would be fantastic. Another thing, how often do you put your stuff outside of your tent at night because you don't want your dirty, muddy shoes in the bed or something, and it rains, and now we've got a dry spot to put them.
Yep, so, for sure. And something else to know about the telescoping poles, notice how the awning is slanted and it goes back. If it rains, that's gonna all drain down on the side of the tent. Now the tent is waterproof. However, if those poles were telescoping, we could lower that pole or one corner, and then the rain could fall off the side of the corner there.
Yep.
So like I said, I know it's a waterproof tent and it's supposed to hold up to pretty heavy rain, which is great, but I just feel like you have a lot more options if those poles would telescope for you, so they could kind of go down and you can make those adjustments. But all in all, man, I really love this setup. Yeah. Really love it.
It was, well, again, you did it all by yourself. It was.
Yeah, I'm 5'3", and it was so easy to set up once we learned what parts were what. Yeah, I mean, having this as part of our overlanding build, as base camp, you know, I think that it's just a really cool setup. Yeah. To be able to throw it up really quickly, have an option for the dogs. Yeah. That's going to be really cool too. So yeah. All right, let's get rest of camp set up and show you what else we can do with this thing.
So we are inside the TAILI 4-person inflatable tent, and this is something that's just struck me as we were sitting here like this. Yes, we overland in our Jeep and we sleep in our Jeep, and that's great. But there are campsites that we're at for longer than just a few hours. And so what we've realized is this is a great, because it sets up so easy, it's a great base camp.
It is.
And so now, if we get to a site that we just love and say the weather turns bad, we can set this up and now I can do editing, we can do work.
We can eat dinner.
We can eat dinner.
Plenty of airflow. You know, there's bugs out here, and so this is a great screened-in room to keep the bugs off of us.
Right.
And there's so much airflow. It is very nice and cool and breezy in here, and it's plenty of light, so it's letting a lot of light in. And if it's not raining, we can take the rain fly off, and that's going to also provide more ventilation and more light. So it's really nice to just kind of be able to sit here, chill out in a nice spot around camp.
And again,
do work.
We can do work.
Yeah.
So I love it. Guys, I freaking love our tent. I know we've had trailers and we sleep in our Jeep, but this is so cool. I think it brings you back to like when you were a kid, babe.
Yeah.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's like having a little treehouse.
Little treehouse or a little fort. I freaking love it. The airflow in this thing, ridiculous. Super, super good. We got our windows, so we got light coming in. But check this out. So I'm laying down, and I'm gonna try to get it. So because of the way it's tilted, because of the shape of this, we get to look up and see the trees. But none of them buggies are getting us because we have that. So I love it. You can like see straight up because this thing is shaped like a pyramid. All right, babe, what do you think? What do you think?
I love it.
Like, it is very cozy. Now in the rain we would zip this all up, of course, but right now it is perfection. So plenty of room.
I mean, it was 85 degrees today, so
plenty of room.
We're still getting plenty of airflow, and it's nice and comfy and cool in here. So yeah, I'm not upset about it at all.
I love it. So
and we didn't even run the guy lines like to stake the sides down.
This thing is just stable.
Mm-mm. It's just that stable. And even with the wind and the trees blowing, it's not going anywhere. It's not shaking. It's not doing anything.
No. It doesn't even sound like a tent.
Mm-mm. No, there's no tent noise. It's thick material. It's not thin, floppy tent material. It's thick material. Pretty impressed.
Very impressed. Scared me to death, girl. That happens fast.
Yeah.
Are you just winging it, or do you think you know what you're doing? All right, guys, she thinks she knows what she's doing. So to deflate, you just twisted that red valve?
Just twisted the valve. Sounded like an explosion.
It did. That's already went faster than I thought it would go.
Yeah.
Don't you think? You want your
Bring the strap. Yeah.
straps kind of thought it would be a pain in the butt, but now you just cinch it. So you can kind of tighten it and make it fit the bag you need it to. All right, you get it? Holy crap, it goes back into the bag that it came out of. Oh, I'm just gonna grab it. Look at that. I honestly didn't think that it would, guys. I thought that it would be a pain in the butt.
So I need the poles and the pump.
Oh, we can't celebrate yet. We still got poles, stakes. Here's the stake bag. Here's your pole bag. There's that big old pump.
I just noticed these things glow in the dark.
Oh, do they? Oh, they do.
Yeah, so your stakes glow in the dark so you can see them.
That's cool. So you don't trip over them when you're peeing. Man, that is awesome. I love it.
And then it cinches right back up. And just like that, we're done.
All right, babe. What did you think? Because I know what I thought. I don't want to say it until I hear what you thought.
I love the TAILI, and I honestly did not expect to. I thought this is just going to be another tent. We're going to pop the review out and be done with it. It's not even low key. I truly love the TAILI. Like, I want to make sure that we take this on all of our trips. It goes up very quickly. Once I figured out how to do it, it comes back down very quickly. It packs up nicely in the bag. It's a little heavier than I thought it was going to be because I thought it was going to be like 18-ish pounds. I'm not really sure what it weighs, but I do feel like it's a little heavier than 18 pounds, but it doesn't matter. It's still easy to carry back and forth to set it up. It was so comfortable inside. It seems very durable. Even the floor, I was really impressed because a lot of ground tents, they don't do a very good job with the floor, and sometimes you need an extra footprint, but the floor is very, very durable, and we were kind of on a rocky surface, so I didn't expect it to hold up as well as it did, but it did, and we were walking in there with our boots. We didn't even run the guy lines, and it was windy out here last night, so you know, it never shook. You never heard that floppy tent material flopping in the wind. So I was very impressed with that. Very impressed with the airflow that it had. We didn't have rain, so we didn't get to test the waterproofness of it, but I feel very confident with the thickness of that material. I feel like it's going to be waterproof.
It's going to be fine.
The only feedback I would give is on the poles for the awning. And I feel like those are very, very good poles, very durable poles, but I feel like a telescoping pole would just make it more versatile, because if you're on uneven ground, or if you're trying to, you know, once we got in, the flap was all the way up, and I would have liked to have been able to just lower it halfway so people can't see directly into our tent.
Be a little more private for
just a little bit more privacy,
for
but
still
keeping those flaps open. So I think that that's just a little bit of feedback that I would give back to TAILI. Are those telescoping poles?
I wonder if it's TAILI or TAILI.
TAILI or TAILI, either way.
I don't know. I just know that it was way better than I expected.
Yeah.
It's like being in I still felt like I was sleeping outside, but I was protected from the bugs.
Right.
Like, the airflow was so good. The headroom was great. Even with my bad back, I was able to stand up and put my clothes on.
I feel like this could be used in so many applications, whether we're sleeping in it whether we're just setting it up for base camp. If we are overlanding and it's raining, we don't have to worry about an awning. We don't have to worry about, you know, a whole bunch of hardware. We can just pop it up and then still hang out inside to eat, to do work, just to chill before going to bed. You know, whether we decide to sleep in it or inside the Jeep. You know, that's one thing about the Jeep is that in the summertime, it gets really warm in there. And so that would be an alternate solution instead of us sleeping inside the Jeep. To have those cooler nights and have more airflow. So that's definitely, and you know, we didn't do it this trip, but you know, we were having a deep conversation about taking our dogs.
Yeah.
That will give us the opportunity. You know, we can't put the dogs in here when we sleep, but having that space inside the TAILI would give us the room that we needed to be able to sleep with the dogs inside. So definitely opening up a lot of other opportunities for us. So I'm real excited about putting it to use this year.
Well, and like right now we're getting eaten up with mosquitoes, and
yeah.
we've got screens in there, so I definitely like it. I actually like being able to be on my computer in there. So guys, we're gonna leave some links in the description below for you to check out, and so be sure you do that. I'm so impressed with the quality and the ease of use. As always, babe, close us out.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you are still here, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you watched the video to completion. Also, drop us a comment. Let us know what you thought about this TAILI. It's a really cool product, but we want to know what you thought about it and what questions you have. Also, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so that you can catch all the adventures from Down South Adventures. Thanks for watching.